Welcome back to the GP Productions podcast. Okay, welcome back to the show, and I've got a special guest today. It's Brian from Bullet to the Heart. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Doing good. I have a little bit of a cold, and I know you're on your lunch break, so this is kind of going to be a brief visit for us too. But look, to get started, then just tell me about the band and how you guys formed, and just your own kind of journey into it.
Yeah, so this happened about 6 years ago. We were on the same bill. I was doing my own stuff, like a solo project with
Yeah,
backtracks. And after my set, Audrey approached me, our singer, and she said, "Hey, we like your stuff. Our guitarist is quitting tonight, and our bassist. So we were wondering if you wanted to be in our band." And then I said, "Well, let me see how you guys sound first." And then I listened to their set. They were headlining, and just went from there.
yeah. And I listened to the latest single, and we're going to play a clip of it in a few minutes. But what's the influences of the band? Because I'm assuming there's a lot of different things going on. Do you guys have different influences? I'm assuming.
Yeah, we all have some different vibes of what we like. I like I was really into Linkin Park, Three Days Grace, System of a Down, Slipknot growing up. Um, I know Audrey likes some other bands. We all like a lot of the same bands, but then there's like certain bands like Audrey really likes Nickelback. Tom really likes some like the pop punk, like A Day to Remember stuff. Draven loves like Five Finger Death Punch. So we've all got a lot of different influences. And aside from rock and metal, I listen to a lot of other genres like hip hop, electronic music and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So if you guys go into the studio, how does it work with all those different things going on with all of you guys?
So there's a couple of ways that the songwriting process starts. One way is we'll be jamming at practice, and then I'll just kind of start playing a riff, and then Draven will start playing drums to it. And sometimes songs get written spontaneously like that. That's how like Torture Pleasure um, it was written. It was kind of like that, just jamming. Another way
Yeah.
is if I'm playing by myself, I'll come up with something, and then I'll open up my DAW, and then I'll kind of structure out songs. I get a lot of ideas for a lot of different stuff. So I got hundreds of riffs in my computer, and then, I'll show some of them to the band. And if they like them, then we'll try to workshop that into a song. Usually it's Draven and I will sit in front of the computer and, work stuff out and try to get a structure together. Then at that point, we'll show it to Audrey, see if she likes it. And then, if we're all vibing with it, then, we'll workshop it a bit more. She'll come up with some lyrics, and then we'll start tracking it, and then it'll start coming to fruition. And there's been times where I've tracked it, and then we've sent it to get mixed and mastered. We've also this single and our upcoming EP was all recorded by. We got the wonderful opportunity to work with Justin from Miss May I, so he was involved with that process too. We ended up writing 8 songs for this EP. Only 5 of them made it, but we'd send stuff back and forth, and that that's kind of how we cultivated this most recent release. So then we went out to Ohio to record after we got the demos worked on.
Yeah. So everyone kind of has an input, and just quickly on the where you guys were, say, pre-pandemic and to where you are now, and how much did that kind of set back your process?
Um, yeah, before the pandemic, I believe we had 2 albums out at that point, and then when the pandemic hit in, we were just stuck in our rooms. So, luckily at the time, I in my room I had, my kind of home studio. So we just spent a lot of time just writing songs, you know, and we spent like a year and a half coming up with songs. Must have had like 20 or 25 song ideas. And then we put the best of those into an album that Transcendence, which was our last album that was released. So we used that time the best that we could. Obviously, we couldn't play shows, so that was kind of unfortunate. But we made best with what we could do, so we just focused on writing a lot. And then after the pandemic was starting to settle down a bit, like I said, we got the opportunity to work with Justin from Miss May I. He works at Rephrase Studios, and that definitely was a very good place to step off to. So I think we've come out of it stronger than before. I know a lot of bands didn't make it through COVID, so I'm just very grateful that one, we were able to keep moving forward, and
we're going to have a look at the latest single now, Black Widow, and just a little clip of it here now. I'm going to play it for people.
Think you can pick on me, push the limit and see where this can go. If you feel that's how I feel deep inside, you will be wrong. Grab another drink, this one's on me, then you start to fold. Thought it'd be easy to go between me and I give you a show. You feel up on me, it's so uneasy, can't get a hold.
Yeah, man, the quality of that sound there is incredible.
Yeah, I really gotta hand it to Justin. He has a very particular process about how he does things, but I definitely learned a lot, and he had really good equipment, and he just really knows what he's doing, and it was very much a pleasure to work with him, and I really love the results. I remember when he was sending mixes out, I was like, "This is just the mix; it's not mastered," you know?
Yeah. What's the response been like from that latest single then?
I feel like people have been liking it a lot. It's been doing fairly well on Spotify and YouTube. I think we're around 20,000 streams on Spotify now, and from what people have told us, everyone really seems to like it, and it's pretty much all I could hope for.
Yeah, and then plans going forward. Let's talk about the EP. What's the story with that? When is it going to be out?
So we're going to be releasing a couple more singles off of it. I think next month we're going to be releasing another single, and then maybe a month or two after that, another one, and then we're going to kind of package that together. After that, probably early next year, if my memory serves me right.
Yeah, and is that going to coincide with a tour, or are you guys gigging much at the moment?
We would like to. We're kind of browsing right now to see what would be a good opportunities. But we would like to. Yeah, we're just looking for the right one.
Yeah. So have you guys played any shows recently?
Yes, but my memory is terrible.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the last show that we played. Yeah, my memory does. We played recently. I just can't remember the specific show. But we do have a couple of shows coming up. October 1st and October 8th, we have a show, and as well, I think a week or two after that, like the 16th or something like that.
Yeah, and in terms of you guys going to play a set, is it all originals? Do you guys throw in a few covers? A lot of bands like to throw in covers now, even like the most famous of bands you go to see now, everyone throws in a cover or two. Is that something you guys do?
We used to play Killing in the Name of Rage Against the Machine.
Can't go wrong with
But that was the only one we did. We typically just play our own stuff, but I'm not opposed to it. We're actually for our Patreon, we kind of do covers that are like exclusive for Patreon. So maybe one day we'll throw in one of those on a live set, or maybe release another one.
Yeah, I was actually just going to finish up then on the Patreon because I've seen it on your YouTube channel. Do you want to tell people what's available on the Patreon for the certain tiers, etc.?
Yeah. So our Patreon has 3 tiers. We have a $3 tier, a $7 tier, and a $20 tier. The $3 tier, you kind of just get updates and stuff like that. The $7 tier, you get more stuff. Like we have an
Dinner,
exclusive cooking show
dinner.
called
Yeah.
Skillet to the Heart that we love because we cook every Tuesday. So then sometimes we'll record it. And then the $20 tier, you get to work with us. In a sense, you can, if you're like, hey, I want you guys to cover this song, or hey, here are some ideas we have for some lyrics. And then I believe the $3 tier also has like playthroughs. Um, and that's not everything in each of the tiers, but that's just a little bit from each of them to kind of talk about them a bit.
Yeah, and then just to wrap up then, like the Patreon, I know a lot of bands even here in Ireland that are on Patreon, and it's a way of the fans keeping bands alive due to things like we touched on them there, YouTube and Spotify, and the old monetary system is not in favor of independent artists really and artists in general. So it's important for people to support you guys in whatever way they can, whether that be through Patreon or whether that be coming to a live show, and that's pretty much the most important thing to keep independent music alive, I think.
Yeah, it's a very helpful tool. I know myself, there's some content creators out there that I want to support, and I'm on their Patreons. Whether it's $1 or like $5 a month, whatever you have and are willing to give, it really helps.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, man, I know you need to go back to work. When that EP
Yeah,
maybe is going to drop, we might do a slightly longer show. Yeah.
yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, so just as far as timing, Audrey's at work. My job's a little bit more flexible. I travel a lot.
Yeah.
Draven's in at Louder Than Life, and Tom, he's teaching at a school. So I was the only one available. If I didn't have an emergency to attend to, not emergency, but if I didn't have stuff to attend to, I would have liked to have stayed longer. But yeah,
Yeah.
I have to go fix stuff because I'm an IT
Yeah.
guy.
Cool, man. Enjoyed the chat. Best of luck with everything. If you need anything, just send me over an email. Okay.
Likewise, man, it was a pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you so much.